Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Okay, full disclosure, in the name of, real girl shit and the kind of honesty I would like to adhere to on a regular basis, I'm only semi-prepared to film this video today. I've had the concept and subject matter in mind and ready to go on a list for several weeks now, but things have just been super crazy, so I didn't get to do as much research. The conversation that I want to have is not going to be in depth as I wanted it to be, and it's probably going to end up being mostly just makeup playtime and a few very affirmative statements about the topic at hand today. So if that sounds okay to you, we're just gonna jump right in. Now, if you have clicked on this video because of the title or the thumbnail, thank you. Hi, hello, my name is Alanna. And on this channel, we just engage in all things real girl shit, including beauty, skincare, and real talk about all kinds of things. Most of which, though, have to do with human rights and the environment and art and beautiful things and joyful things. Really just everything. All kinds of important conversations, but I feel like the kinds of important conversations that aren't necessarily had in this space because this space can tend to be pretty superficial. So if that also sounds good to you, I would love for you to subscribe and join the Lamp Fam. Okay, today I am going to be having a first encounter with About Face Beauty. I have been dying to play with these gorgeous products on camera for a while now, and I also have a singular product from Lemonhead LA, which I have had my eye on for months and months and months and months, and finally, in a bit of a retail shopping haze, just decided to purchase because why the heck not? So we will be doing a first encounter on those products specifically, but I also have a bunch of other new products here, which I have been playing with kind of on a daily basis, all except for one. So you're gonna be seeing a lot of new things for me today. And, while we have our makeup playtime, we're gonna get into, I have adorned my little sparkly cat ears just to get this stuff out of my face. We're also going to get into, a really important and very timely and very heavy point of conversation. This goddamn light won't stay on. Excuse me. Honestly, I just want to have a cute twinkle light in the back, but the actual light mechanism on this little battery pack is broken. And do electricians help with that kind of thing? Is anyone an electrician who lives close to me? If you know where I live, if you know who I am, can you fix that? I don't want to have to replace it. What is the solution? Is it easy? I could just Google it, I know. Anyways, as I was saying, the topic of conversation today is it's not light. It's not light and fluffy. It's pretty heavy. And it's a conversation that, we all got to keep having. And as per usual, as is the general theme of the last couple of years, things just kind of seem to be getting progressively worse over time rather than progressively better. I don't want to say thank goodness I live in Canada, because I know that all of these problems are here and we have talked about that. Canada is not immune to any of these major earth problems, these major social human problems, including war and racism and violence and hatred towards women and the desire to control female bodies. The list goes on and on and on. However, here in Canada, it's just a lot more insidious, and we happen to live back to back with a country in which those behaviors are no longer even attempting to be insidious. They are bombastic and right out front and center for all of us to see. And we become so desensitized by all of the stuff that's happening. You know, all of these shootings keep happening. All of these racially motivated episodes of violence continue to happen. And the reaction just ends up being, well, just one more. Oh, happened again. And specifically what I want to talk about today is not about the shootings. I tried to address some of that in my last video. Obviously, a number of events have occurred since, and I'm not even going to be so offensive as to suggest that, you know, thoughts and prayers are enough. They never will be. We need so much more than thoughts and prayers. We need an entire freaking reset. We need widespread policy change. And that brings us to what is making my entire soul hurt. And again, I did touch on this very briefly, it was not brief, in my housekeeping notes in my last video, my gaming video, which I'll link here should you be interested in engaging with some Sims 4 chaos. Roe v. Wade is at serious risk of being overturned. And I'm not even going to try to categorize it. The widespread implications of Roe v. Wade getting overturned is absolutely unimaginable. It's not even unimaginable. We can imagine. We have the capability to imagine what would happen if Roe v. Wade gets overturned officially. If the right to abortion, the right to female bodily autonomy, if that goes away, everything else will crumble, where privacy and just bodily autonomy for everyone, regardless of gender, regardless of race and creed and religion or otherwise, is concerned. It will be a domino effect if this actually happens. And I hope if you're watching this, if you have been hanging out with me on this channel so far, you are just as infuriated by this as I am. And again, just because I live in Canada does not mean that from a political or social perspective, we are immune to female bodily autonomy being taken away. We are not immune to abortion rights being ripped out from under us. So with that being said, I'm going to start doing my makeup, otherwise we will just be here for 45 minutes without anything happening. My skincare is predominantly already on. I washed my face after work today so that I wouldn't be too red and splotchy by the time I decided to film. So basically I have a serum and my new favorite skincare product on, which is the In Beauty Project Slushy Serum Moisturizer. And just for this product alone, I'm going to have to film a new favorites video very soon, but this is phenomenal. And this underneath my new Kapari sunscreen is the most phenomenal summertime combination. And I'm truly obsessed with this product. I have used quite a bit of it already, and it's just so delicious, and it truly feels like putting a slushie in the best way possible on your face. But because it has been a little while since I put any skincare on, I decided to fuck around and pull out this NYX Plump Right Back with Electrolytes Plumping Serum Primer out of my closet collection, because why not? I don't even know how long ago I bought this, but it attracted me because of this bright yellow packaging, which is very strange because I don't particularly like neon yellows or oranges, but alas, here we are. So we are opening it. I'm gonna squirt some, it has a really intense cooling effect. I'm just gonna squirt a teeny tiny bit into my hands and apply that to my face, and it's completely clear and really jelly, and It's very heavily fragranced. It smells like a hair product. It kind of smells like original, like Garnier Fructis hair products. So if you are sensitive to fragrances, especially if your skin is sensitive to fragrance products, I would pass on that just immediately, but ooh, it is really tacky. Which I guess if you're a consistent primer user is the whole goal. For my standard complexion products, I'm not going in with anything new. I am gonna go in with, I haven't really used this on camera in a while. It's the Ritual Defee Ethereal Veil Conceal and Cover. Ooh, pan, so satisfying. For all of my face, I'm going to use the shade Naiad, and for under my eyes, I am using just a little sample of the shade Io. And as I'm applying this, we're gonna get into it. And I'm just using a little fluffy brush. I have been really enjoying this kind of application lately. Typically, I go in with this brush for all of my concealer purposes, but this little teeny kind of rounded fluffy brush has been the preferred method over the past 2 weeks. And I've really been trying to use these two Ritual Defee products every single day because I hit pan and that just felt so exciting to me. And I've also had them now for I think a year, so you know we're hitting the moment where I should probably really not be using them. But that Io shade is just light enough at where my skin tone is now to act as a nice under eye, not just concealer, but also brightens me up a little. And because I've not been sleeping well, that is kind of important. I don't usually like the really bright under eye because I don't want the reverse raccoon, but it is what it is. And we know that I hate saying that. So back to the loss of the right to abortion. Listen, I will always be someone who is in full support of individuals, regardless of gender, regardless of sexual orientation, regardless of whether or not you're human or frickin' alien, having the full right to decide what to do with their bodies, regardless of what that is. Whether that is cosmetic augmentation, whether that is dyeing their hair, whether that is becoming a cyborg, or whether that is having an abortion. And specifically on having an abortion, there are a myriad of reasons why a pregnant body, the individual who has a pregnant body, who has a childbearing body, would have an abortion. Everything from the fact that they simply do not want to be a parent at that time. They may never want to be a parent. They could be at risk of losing their own life because of the health of themselves and the status of the pregnancy. Ectopic pregnancies are incredibly dangerous and women lose their lives to ectopic pregnancies constantly. I have many women in my life and in my sphere who have suffered from ectopic pregnancies and have had to have life-saving surgery, i.e. life-saving abortions, so that they don't lose their lives. And we want to get real candid on here. Listen, I am a 32-year-old woman and I have had an abortion. And I am so grateful that I had the choice and safe access to that when I was a much younger woman. And it doesn't matter why that decision was made. The fact is that I was able to freely, legally, and safely make that decision for myself and for my future. Point blank. That is the only reason that no one needs a reason, quite frankly. No one other than that individual making that decision needs to have a reason. It's nobody else's business. And as we see time and again, especially unfortunately in America, it is not about being pro-life. If it was about pro-life, there would be widespread and affordable access to childcare. There would not be a devastatingly dangerous formula shortage. We would not have parents terrified to send their little children to school because of the lack of strict gun laws. If these people were truly about pro-life, the world would be a completely different place. Don't get it twisted. Taking the right to abortion away from bodies with uteruses is strictly about control. And I would just like to remind everyone that it is 2022 and we are still having this conversation and we are still fighting this fight. And it's just freaking exhausting. Quick pause. Once that concealer is blended in, it is truly such a beautiful product. It's quite stiff in the pan, so applying it with a brush straight from the pan to your face does require a little bit extra work because it really does need to warm up with the temperature of your skin, which is why I think a lot of people go in with their finger first, warms it up with just body temperature and then applies it. But I have been, again, enjoying that application. Just to get them out of the way, I am going to use my NYX brow glue on the brows because, you know, the bangs will come down and they don't really matter. And this has gotten so disgustingly gunky. And I would also just like to comment on the fact that I don't really think this product is a favorite anymore. At first I was like, ooh, so exciting, but it really doesn't have the hold that I was expecting it to. And I find that super disappointing because a lot of people rant and rave about how good this is. Maybe I just got a bad bottle, but I don't know. The Got to Be Glued like hair gel works 5,000 times better than this and is way more cost effective. And you can just buy the travel size and it will last you through an apocalypse, as we've talked about. Next, I'm going to go in with my bronzer, and this is a new bronzer. Well, new to me. And I don't even know if you can get this in this packaging anymore. I think they've repackaged. But this is the Inika Baked Mineral Bronzer in the shade Sunbeam. And it's really unfortunate that my fingerprints are all over this beautiful matte black package. But it's really lovely and a nice big compact. I had hit pan on my Lily Lolo bronzer and I was so excited about that fact, and then me and my absolute klutz of a self. I think last week I was doing my makeup before work and just, you know, butterfingers, probably pre-period butterfingers. The thing went absolutely flying out of my hand, and my bedroom floor is just like a thin layer of like linoleum tile, and underneath it's just concrete, so like it's a very hard floor. I don't have a rug at my little vanity in my room, so it just smashed on the ground. And well, at that point there's just some things that you gotta let go, you know? You gotta say goodbye and let bygones be bygones. And so it is now gone into the garbage. But I'm not mad because I think this is a beautiful shade. I really like the effect of it. It's incredibly blendable. It's pretty much the same shade and tone as the Lily Lolo one that I was using. So yeah, pretty happy with that. Okay, actually, I shouldn't have closed that because before I get into the About Face beauty products, I think I am just going to do a quick wash of this bronzer over my eyelids just to give me a base. And I also have just been wearing this bronzer as eyeshadow. It's just so pretty, and I just love how smooth it is. I really like it. And I've got my green contacts back in, which I I really love. They're so pretty. We completely missed spring and we've gone straight on to full-blown summer. It was like 31 degrees Celsius today. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, so sorry, American friends. But now that my skin is going to be more and more sun-kissed through the shroud of SPF, don't worry, I just really love the way that my green contacts pop on sun-kissed skin. It's just a dream come true, and it's like my favorite non-invasive aesthetic change that I can do. So let's break out the products that I've got. I have 3 eye products and 4 lip products from About Face. And to be perfectly honest, I really regret not buying more. They were having a friends and family sale earlier in May. When you guys see this, it will be June, but I'm filming this on the very last day of May, so happy end of May. I think like everything was 40% off when I purchased this order. And then like a week and a half later, Halsey, whose brand About Face is, made a public announcement like on their website and all over social media that they were going to be permanently reducing all of their prices because beauty should be accessible. And I just think that's pretty cool. I think Halsey is a very, very cool individual. Their music is wonderful. Their aesthetic is just also so cool. This is a person who I think may have had a lot of fucks to give about how they were perceived in the world, but has grown into such an incredibly, I think, powerful and self-empowered and self-assured individual. I'm sure parenthood has had something to do with that, because obviously once you become a parent, you're no longer living your life just for yourself. You're no longer operating in the universe just as a singular entity, because your life force is inherently and permanently tied to another's. So that just got really meta, but you know what I'm saying? I think they've just grown into such a cool person, and I really appreciate everything that About Face stands for. So I got 2 of the fluid eye paints. I got the shades On Point, which is this lovely kind of ballet pink, and then the shade Weightless, which is this very rich brown. And I suppose we should have a little swatch party on my hand here. I don't know what really compelled me to purchase On Point. Get it? On Point, ballet pink. But this brown shade Weightless was a no-brainer, because that's pretty much just safe for me. But on my skin tone, and in this lighting specifically, On Point looks almost white because it's such a pale pink. Although it does go with my shirt here, so I appreciate that. So I'm not sure how I'm going to utilize this, although I did see some interesting designs at some point. Either it may have been Instagram, but it also could have been Pinterest, because I've been dicking around on Pinterest a little bit more lately. So I don't know what I'm going to attempt yet, but there's going to be a lot of glitter involved, and I'm going to try to at least use all of the eye products in one way or another. So the other one I have is the Loose Glitter Fractal Dust in Light Theory. And again, it is this really lovely leaning lavender pink. I'm gonna try to stick my finger in here as delicately as possible without getting this everywhere, but you know what? The more glitter, the better, because we are just always going to be doing pixie shit here. So it can be sheared out, or it can be kind of built up a little bit, but it's right here. It's really pretty, and I have used this a number of times. It kind of matches my nail polish. So yeah, again, quote unquote, first encounter. First encounter on camera. I have loosely played with this stuff. And then the 4 lip products I got are 2 of the matte painted lip colors in the shade Through the Fields, which is this really beautiful burnt sienna, which is just, it's truly stunning. And honestly, I do have similar colors in my collection in an almost similar formula from Bite Beauty. R.I.P. Bite Beauty. Bite Beauty is going away. They're leaving us. Everyone is so sad. I'm so sad. I think I'm just going to keep those products purely for nostalgia reasons, but otherwise I need to not probably put them on my mouth. So the second shade that I got is Canyon on Fire, which is this absolutely stunning fiery orange. So we have Through the Fields, which in my mirror here, it does look more burnt sienna, but in the viewfinder, it kind of looks more brown leaning. And then Canyon on Fire is there. Oh, and they're so pretty. And then I got 2 of the Light Lock lip glosses, and I was honestly visually attracted to these. I don't know how I'm going to use them because they're incredibly shimmery lip glosses. Beautiful formula, and the texture on the lips is really, really, really delightful, but they're just so shimmery and like kind of unusual shades for a lip gloss. I think that it's kind of hard to use, but they have a very gentle mint scent and taste. So we have this one here is this one, and it is the shade Peyton. And this one here, which kind of looks like the fractal dust, this is the shade Please Obey. And it is very much a lavender, shimmery, shimmery, shimmery lip gloss. I'm not mad about it, but it's just, I keep putting them on my lips and then I'm like, how am I gonna wear these? So I am just going to try and wipe this stuff off the back of my hand in the least elegant way possible. And I'm just gonna continue, I think, to ruminate on the potential of losing bodily autonomy. And there is visceral evidence, there is real hardcore data that suggests that the more equality and equity permeates across the gender binary, socially, politically, economically, environmentally, the better off everyone is. So global imbalance of human rights, especially when it comes to bodily autonomy, makes the planet worse, makes the world worse, makes our lives collectively worse. And I don't know what it's going to take to get that into the minds of policymakers worldwide, especially in countries like the United States, and I think Poland, and I think even Nicaragua. Like, these are countries that continue to turn back the clock on the rights of female bodies, and it's infuriating. Like, women's body is women's choices. It's not rocket science. And I keep saying this in all aspects of life, but it's literally not rocket science unless it is actually rocket science. Right? Because even if we're talking about science, biologically speaking, scientifically speaking, abortions save lives. In so many instances, like I already said, like, think about women who end up having or experiencing ectopic pregnancies. Like, these are real dangerous things that uterus having bodies have to contend with. And in that like leaked statement that came out, I think the week of May 17th, where, you know, the news broke that Roe v. Wade was about to be overturned, Justice Samuel Alito said, this was one of his arguments: the inescapable conclusion is that a right to abortion is not deeply rooted in the nation's history and traditions. Listen, you old bastard. Women, I don't even think were written into the Constitution. It's a completely outdated document that should at this point probably be burned. And again, the giant reset button needs to be hit. Okay, I need to put on some makeup before I actually just lose my freaking mind. So as I mentioned at the beginning, the other new product that I have is this from Lemonhead LA. And it is their Space Jam Ultra Luxe Glitter Balm. And I don't know if this is Isla times UO. Was an exclusive product to Urban Outfitters. And it is in the colorway Party Favor. And because by the time you see this, it will officially be Pride Month, this is the perfect glitter balm. And if you are doing any kind of Pride Month activity, go to Urban Outfitters. I'll link it down below. Can you see the absolute delight and deliciousness of this glitter balm? Honestly, I am so glad that I have emerged into my full-fledged 30-year-old adulthood as obsessed with glitter as I am, because it's just freaking amazing. It's so wonderful and I'm having so much fun. And I would just absolutely recommend that you participate in the absolute, how many times am I going to say absolute? If you're drinking, let's turn this into a drinking game. I cannot recommend engaging in the joy of glitter more than I do right now. So this is Party Favor and it's so pretty. Oh, I love it. And it's safe. This will stick onto your, I put it on my eyes already once, and there was no risk to my eyes as far as I can tell, but you know what? Disclaimer, I am not a professional. I am not a scientist. I don't know if this says don't put on your eyes, but don't put on your eyes or don't listen to me. Enter at your own risk. I will not be responsible for anyone's cornea being scratched should a Party Favor glitter speck fall into your eyeballs. Okay, so I'm also going to try to incorporate this where I'm going. And of course, I am going to pull out my tried and true Nude by Nature Natural Illusion pressed eyeshadow in Stone, because this will inevitably be used on my lower lash line. But I think we just gotta jump right into doing something on the eyes. So I think I'm gonna start with, I'm so nervous. I'm gonna play it safe to start. I'm gonna go in with the matte eye paint in Weightless, so this dark brown, and I have got some on a teeny tiny little angled brush here, and I'm going to just start by sketching out a winged line. We're gonna go semi-graphic here. And what I was surprised with the first time that I played with this, and as we'll see, this brown, once applied as an eyeliner, isn't actually as deep as I thought it would be. Okay. So first wing down, it's actually pretty easy to work with, which is a relief because I'm not the best at this. I have been doing mostly like smoked out liners and things. And you know, one eye is always going to be better. Always. I will just make note that if you're applying to the back of your hand and then going in with a brush and then to your eye, the stuff on your hand will dry down quickly, so you do kind of have to move quickly if you don't want to waste product. I mean, there's so much product in here, it will take me a lifetime to make use of it all, especially because I don't do this professionally. This is just, you know, recreational makeup play. Okay, I think I've pretty much got those little-ish medium wings finished. And as per usual with my liner, I don't take it all the way into the corner. I usually end my line just to the edge of the inner edge of my pupil. I don't really like to take it further than that. I don't have any kind of like scientific reasoning as to why It's just something I started doing and I've never really changed that. So I would like this to be a little bit darker. So I'm going to go in with a second layer, and because I don't want to disturb the product under, I mean, it does get pretty stiff, but I'm more just dabbing on the second layer this time. And that definitely does increase the opacity, obviously, and just the oomph of it all. I think I need to just thicken up kind of the underside of the left wing here a little bit. And then one of my favorite creators for like more graphic style eye looks is Julia Adams, and she's also a Canadian creator. And my goodness, first of all, she's just like a real life Disney princess. She's so beautiful, but she's also so stinking talented, and I just feel like everything she does is unfairly effortless. Like, she's just so, I don't think it's unfairly effortless. She has worked at it. She has built those skills up over a really long and well-deserved career. And I am proud that she's here in Canada with me. Sort of. She's out west. Okay, one of the things that she has been doing lately, and I'm just gonna completely butcher this, I think, but she's been doing this like top wing and then sketching out kind of straight from the bottom lash line, like almost a little like sparrow-like split, and I just don't think that accomplished what I wanted to. Nope. LOL. Reverse. Okay, we tried. What I will just do instead, I will just use this to darken up my lower lash line and just kind of connect that. I was gonna really try and go for something completely different. And my skills said, haha. I tried to say I laugh in the face of danger, and my skills were the psychotic hyenas, proving me wrong. So far, this is an incredibly basic look. We're not being adventurous at all. At all. Where I'm going to attempt something different is I'm now going to go in with On Point, this ballet pink. And I've got another an actual very pointed, teeny tiny liner brush. I'm applying just a little puddle of On Point onto the back of my hand. I am rolling my brush in that to get it fully coated. And then I'm going to take that up and under the edge of the wing and kind of down onto just the first little part of my lash line. I don't know how well that's showing up on camera. I probably could have zoomed in for this because that's what the professionals do. Okay, I'm just gonna do that on the other side. Wish me luck. Okay, that didn't go as straight as I wanted it to. This is why only one of my hands has tips on it, because trying to make things even on both sides is really hard. Overcorrected there a little bit. All right, I'm just gonna wipe off my angled brush here. And while this is still kind of like pliable-ish, let's try and correct the sharpness on this side. It's weird, I don't know if I like it. I told you, makeup playtime. It doesn't have to be phenomenal. Another thing we try to exercise on my channel, mostly just for myself, is abandoning perfectionism, because perfectionism is a soldier of the systems we want to abandon. No, thank you. Nobody is perfect. No such thing. Okay, I drew the pink a little bit further under my lower lash line. I'm sure I will come back to these on at a later date. Actually, before I completely put away On Point, maybe I will just throw all caution to the wind. Once again, fuck around and see what happens. And in the spirit of doing something a little different, connect this part of my eyeliner right into the inner corner. Why not? Why not take a crazy chance? Always dream in yellow when you wanna dream in gold. Instead of doing what you want, you do just what you're told. Honestly, what a perfectly thematically appropriate song. I'm gonna have to listen to that when I'm cleaning up tonight. Why not? Hilary Duff. Pretty sure that's from her very first debut album, and that is the same thing. Synonyms, Alanna, learn it. Oh boy, I told you that I wasn't really prepared for this video. Flying by the seat of our very short pants. And like quite literally, because I'm wearing shorts. Just in case you needed a clarification. Okay. Whatever. It is what it is. Thank you so much, Halsey and About Face, for challenging my personal limits. And we have been filming for an hour. Lucky you. Now, I'm going to go in with the loose glitter fractal dust in Light Theory. And I honestly think I'm just going to kind of pour some of that, or rather tap some of this, perhaps a lot, into the cap here. And I'm gonna just use my fingertip, and it's going to go all over the lid, kind of following the angle of the dangle here of this little wing. And then I'm gonna take my fluffy brush and just kind of try to blend that out. I do notice that it's not easy to blend out. If you apply it from your finger to your skin, it pretty much just sticks down. And there are worse things when it comes to a glitter, because again, we don't want things getting into our eyes. And actually, once it's on the skin, specifically my skin, which is it's a skin tone thing, ask khaki, color theory and whatnot, the tones that pull out for me are more blue silver. So in the jar, it really looks lavender. But on my skin, especially in this light here, I really see the kind of like, would we call that a duo trio chrome effect? It really pulls more blue silver on me. And I don't mind that because it's really just a base-ish, a basic base for the real star of the show. Party Fever. Oh my god, it's so pretty. And I'm just gonna slam this on my eyes. Again, kind of following. Ooh, that laid down a huge chunk. So I pretty much like covered up the brown liner at this point, which, so be it. Makeup playtime, remember? We're just really going all over the lids. Okay, that one really went intense. Ooh, fun. Fun, fun, Party Fever. Honestly, I'm obsessed. I really just want, again, bodily autonomy, babies. I want to be able to do whatever the frick I want with my body, with my eyelids. I need to stop trying to put this on because it's now just like wet and it's pulling back off. Yes. So yes, obviously this channel is always going to be pro-choice. Always. This is what I hate about the statement pro-life. Because if you care at all about human beings, regardless of age, gender, race, creed, religion, whatever, you are pro-life. If you care about the future of life on this planet, if you care about this planet itself, are you not pro-life? Again, being pro-life has nothing to do with lives, especially the lives of children, especially the lives of women. It's all about control, and it forever will be. And again, this channel will always be pro-choice, will always be pro-bodily autonomy, will always be pro-individual humans having the rights to make decisions for their own bodies. And again, I'm being synonymous, but I think it's important to just drive that point home. Okay, I'm gonna do my eyelashes. Nothing really new to say here. I'm still using the NYX On the Rise Volume Mascara. It's almost done, but I've been loving it. So we're going to just be, okay. Mascara is on, and every time I do more of a graphic eye look, it always makes my eyes look so much bigger. So yes, I went in with my NYX On the Rise Volume Mascara, but I did kind of do a final layer with this new Essence Double Trouble mascara, and I'm using the waterproof version because I have environmental allergies 365 days a year, so my eyes are always watering, especially if I go outside. So yeah, that was just the one that I had open, but I wanted just a little extra oomph. And then I went ahead and just applied a little bit of blush. I wanted to stay kind of neutral because I'm leaning towards Canyon on Fire for my lips, so I used the Tower 28 Beach Please blush in the shade Power Hour, which is definitely just a little bit more that kind of brownie neutral tone. And as I mentioned, I was originally gonna go for Through the Fields for that burnt sienna, but I kind of want to just see what happens if I go in with Canyon on Fire and just really go all the way with the sparkly glittery eyes. Before I started filming, I put my icky current desk balm on, which is the Bodily Botanical Lip Gloss in Glacial Ice. And if you don't know why I don't like that, I will link the video here explaining why. But I just wanted to have something on my lips to moisturize them as I filmed and talked, because obviously I talk a lot. So they're not completely dry. They're a teeny tiny bit nourished, and we're gonna go in with Canyon on Fire. Oh, 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 it's so bright. Okay. I think I'm just gonna do super cute. Just applying a little bit in the center of my lips, and then I'm gonna blend out with my fingers and see how I feel with the color and application. It is an extremely lightweight formula. Yes, it's matte, and sometimes a matte lip, more often than not, honestly, can drive you absolutely freaking insane because it's so uncomfortable. Because of how lightweight these are, they're actually quite pleasant to wear. And you absolutely can apply a gloss for a hydration layer, or rather a balm for a hydration layer underneath, or you can add a gloss on top. But you saw how much I applied. I didn't do like a full edge-to-edge swipe. And that is a super intense lip, but let's move my mirror away. I kind of love it. We've kind of redone my look for all of the festivals I'm not going to this year. Because that is really the vibe. If I were going to like a Coachella or any other kind of like music festival, this is totally a look that I would want to wear, like with this shirt. And this shirt is, it's just like an out from under Urban Outfitters sheer top that comes with matching shorts. And if I was feeling so confident in my body, I would probably wear this as an outfit with some like white platform high top chucks and this makeup look with my hair just, you know, dried naturally like this with that little bit of wave to it. And I think, ooh, I think I like it. Okay. What I don't like is the pile of makeup on the back of my hand, so I'm just gonna scrub that off, or try to. It really doesn't like to come off. Like these matte lip paints especially have intense staying power, and the Lemonhead glitter balm comes off a little bit easier, but like some of these sparkles, like they're glued down. And yeah, this requires like hardcore hand washing. And I mean, it would probably be helpful if I wasn't trying to use Kleenex, because it's just like shedding as it gets all frictiony. I really like this. Now, do I attempt one of these? That could push me into like a Danger Will Robinson type scenario, but, and I kind of like the texture difference in the matte lip and the really sparkly eyes, and the fact that like my skin is kind of dewy. I didn't powder. I will go in on my nose maybe and like just under the inner parts of my, like the inner corners of my under eyes. So maybe I will leave these to another date. But again, I will reiterate that the formula itself of these light lock lip glosses is beautiful. It's very comfortable. It's not sticky. It does have that light mint scent slash flavor. So if you really love like a glittery kind of unique shade gloss balm, these are beautiful, and they're just going to be fun to have in my collection. But I think for today, and obviously I didn't use like a lip liner or anything, I just went straight in on my lips, but looking in the little teeny tiny viewfinder, I'm feeling myself. This, I'm gonna finish up with just a teeny tiny bit of powder, and this is also a new product in my collection. Relatively new, I've had it for a couple of weeks now. This is the Cheekbone Beauty Mattifying Moon Dust, and it is translucent. And Cheekbone Beauty is Canadian Indigenous brand. I have been wanting to get some of their products for a long time now. They are carried at Sephora Canada, but they recently launched this mattifying moon dust translucent powder, and I am running extremely low on my Bite Beauty powder, again RIP Bite, and wanted to pick something up just to have a backup, but I couldn't resist obviously, so I opened it immediately, and it just comes in a nice metal tin, which obviously is recyclable. The only thing I will note that I think is important, again, because so many people are sensitive to fragrance, is it is scented. I don't really know why, but what it smells like is sweet tart candies. Like those hard little kind of powdery candies. Alternatively, I think in Canada we call them rockets. They're like little ones you got for Halloween. I'll insert a photo so that you have a visual reference, but that's what this smells like, is rockets. And it is a powdery, fruity candy scent. Strange. I'm not sure what the intention for that scent was, but so far I have been enjoying it, and it's not too mattifying because I don't really like a matte face. And I just take a little fluffy brush like this, and it just takes away the really intense shine, obviously, as it is meant to do, on the parts of my face where I don't necessarily want to be glowing like a headlight in the deep dark of the night. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just I'm not even like scrubbing my brush in there. I'm literally just tapping it because it has quite a good kick up. So this is not a product that's going to hard pan on you. And I am literally just very, very lightly dabbing it on the few little spots that I just want to be less shiny. It's a beautiful product. I really like it. Okay. That is my About Face, my first encounter with About Face Beauty / Lemonhead LA. And let me just tell you, I do want more products from both of these brands. Specifically, I would love to buy more of these gorgeous glitters from Lemonhead. But there are a number of other colors that I want to get in the About Face painted lip colors. And I think that it would be fun to have a couple other shades in the fluid eye paints as well, especially if I am feeling particularly creative and painterly. Obviously, I'm always going to be more of a simple eye look / glittery girl, but that is it. That's the look that we accomplished today. And once again, I will reiterate for everyone here, I always want this to be a safe space. This is a pro-choice space. This is a space that will always advocate for female bodily autonomy. And that being said, that is everything from me today, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.